Hi, I'm Arkush with our Chicago Sun-Times fantasy forecast for Week 10 of the 2013 NFL season. We're going to keep a lot of your fantasy predictions right here locally in this Bears-Lions games, as there's players that you do want to take advantage of. And let's start with some of the Lions' offensive weapons, specifically Reggie Bush. He's not a must-start every week for everybody, but he has to be for you this week against a Bears team that he played Week 4 and for the first time in his career had over 100 yards rushing in the first half. You also want to have the Lions' Chris Durham and Brandon Pettigrew in your lineup. The Bears, even though they played good football last week, the run defense wasn't there. The pass defense is still shaky. They're still 31st in the league in average gain per play allowed, so you want to get offensive players against the Bears when you're playing fantasy football. But you also want to turn it around and look at the Chicago Bears, because the Detroit Lions defense is sketchy at best. Now, we know about the obviouses. Yeah, you're going to play Matt Forte and Brandon Marshall. If you have Martellus Bennett, get him in your lineup, and you may even want to take a chance on Michael Bush as a flex player. He showed up last week for the first time all year for the Bears. He had 25 yards on 7 carries, caught a 15-yard pass, but more important than that, it looks like the Bears have some renewed confidence. He could be your goal line guy. He may get you a touchdown or two that you're not expecting. Take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles and think about quarterback Nick Foles and wide receiver Riley Cooper. Neither one of these guys household names, but both guys coming off really huge games against Oakland last week, and they're going to go against a Green Bay team that's been a little sketchy defending a pass, and they're still going to be trying to figure themselves out without Aaron Rodgers at quarterback. They probably won't get Clay Matthews back quite yet. Foles has a chance to have another big game, and if he's going to do it, he's going to need Riley Cooper to help him out. The San Diego Chargers' Keenan Allen is one of the best-kept secrets in the league at wide receiver. He has become Phillip Rivers' #1 target in a resurgent year for Phillip Rivers, and they've got a Denver Bronco pass defense this week that's been just awful. So Keenan Allen is somebody you definitely want in your lineup. And as far as that New Orleans Saints-Dallas Cowboys game, unload the bench with New Orleans Saints. The Cowboys are terrible in pass defense. You may not have Darren Sproles because of the concussion. That means Pierre Thomas gets that much more activity. Kenny Stills had a huge fantasy week 2 weeks ago with 3 catches for 129 yards and a touchdown. You might want to get him in your lineup. Lance Moore is a guy you're never going to go wrong with, so get those Saints playing for you. Now, as far as some matchups that you want to avoid, I'm going to start with the Carolina Panthers. I would stay away from Cam Newton this week, as good as he has been. Also, Steve Smith, Brandon LaFell, yeah, they're the heart of the offense for the Panthers, but they're going to go coast to coast and take on the 49ers. 49ers coming off a bye. They may even have Aldon Smith back. This defense is getting healthy. This could be a very difficult spot for the Carolina Panthers. And then one more I'd be very careful about. You've got the Houston Texans. Looks like Arian Foster's going to be sketchy. Ben Tate was pretty good last week, but I wouldn't trust him or DeAndre Hopkins. I would keep them out of your lineup. The Arizona Cardinals play defense in the desert, but as well as anybody in the league is playing it right now, so be very careful with those Houston Texans. That'll do it for our Chicago Sun-Times fantasy forecast for Week 10. For the very best in sports news 24/7, be sure and stay at chicagosuntimes.com.